Burn.
I've got some experience with mono red burn decks. It's good to demonstrate your range. I'm friends with Patrick Sullivan, who's really inspired me and should inspire everybody.
I did a great interview with him at the Invitational, and he's just one of those super nice people.
Yeah, he's
And
one of my favorite people. If I had to make a list of my favorite Magic players, he would probably be on the top of the list.
also, I think one of the future events, future SCG Open events that I'm looking forward to watching from the comfort of my own home, November 17th and 18th in Seattle. Cedric Phillips and Patrick Sullivan together. Oh man.
My favorite team. As well.
Oh, those two are going to be an absolute riot.
David Kolschowsky. I hope that's not a too bad of a...
Kolschowsky?
Yeah, Kolschowsky. Okay. So David is going to have to follow in the lineage handed down from Patrick Sullivan himself, playing the burn spells. Basically, this deck is as simple as it might say. All he wants to do is play cards that are closest to Lightning Bolt as possible.
Yes, I would think
he would play 40 Lightning Bolts and 20 Mountains if he were allowed to.
I'm thinking somehow if I played a Legacy event, this is kind of the deck I would like to play, only just because it's like I want to race as quickly as I can before you get started and going and I get in trouble.
Yeah. I played Mono Red Burn, or I played Burn. I shouldn't say Mono Red.
Yes.
I played Burn in 2 opens.
Yes.
I have cashed them both. And in the first one I played in, I missed top 8 by one match. I went 6-2.
Yes.
And the only reason I definitely made major mistakes in both of my matches.
So it was okay.
So
it
it's
was
my
you.
fault.
Okay.
This deck is not a easy deck to pilot.
No, and I think people think
people
it's,
get the reputation. There's a reason Patrick Sullivan has as many top 8s with burn as anybody else.
Yeah.
It's not like he goes to a bunch. His success rate in these opens with burn is fantastically high. On the other hand, we have Jeff Rasmusen playing Rug Delver.
Kind of a standard build of it.
It's actually a pretty tough matchup for Mono Red Burn. Even though the burn deck does not have the Wasteland, it has a very stable mana base. It's 21 lands, 12 fetch lands, 9 mountains for David. The spell pierces, the dazes, and the pressure from Jeff very good. Like a lot of times you just try. You're trying when you're David. You're trying to resolve 6 spells.
Oh, the Vexing
7
Shusher,
spells, really.
which will be met with a lightning bolt.
So I do not like. One of my least favorite cards in Mono Red Burn is Vexing Shusher. For that, you can't play a spell and have it trade for one of your opponent's spells when you're Mono Red Burn, because the first 6 spells you cast do nothing. The 7th kills them though.
Yes.
However, if one of your spells is Vexing Shusher, that does not count as one of these 6 spells.
No. Give me Goblin Guide. Turn 1 Goblin Guide. That's all I ever want from Mono Red.
Goblin Guide if it's not on turn 1, it's actually not fantastic against Rug Delver because of the bolts, because of the blockers. It's one of the cards that can actually turn out to be bad.
Really?
Yeah. It doesn't go to the face. It can be interacted with non-counter spells. So we have a Tarmogoyf from Jeff, and David's going to really want to get hopefully multiple spells off. There's a Sulfuric Vortex that would count as multiple burn spells. It's excellent. Fire Blast is generally the finishing touch.
Yes. He does have 4 of them in his deck.
Price of Progress would be a pretty reasonable play.
Yeah, that is the one killer against the Rug Delver deck, because he has exactly 0 basic lands in his thing, and a Price of Progress can get real expensive on him quick.
One of the major plays in the Rug Delver deck is to wasteland your own lands.
Yeah, to save from price of progress damage.
Yep.
Absolutely. Okay, so David goes down to 19. Going to have 3 lands now.
I definitely like David's choice. I've been chiding other players for playing mismatch lands. I like David's commitment to the Zendikar full art lands, all the same picture.
Zendikar lands, I believe, are a little more expensive because of their artwork, the full art ones on that.
They're not. These aren't terribly expensive, but they're not free.
Okay, Searing Blaze. He played a land, so it does 3 to a creature and 3 to the player.
So David's choosing Tarmogoyf and Jeff. So each of those take 3.
Okay, let's see if he has something else in his hand to take care of the Tarmogoyf.
Might actually nope. He wants a Searing Blaze to be a 2-mana lightning bolt.
Okay.
Only. Not taking advantage of.
Okay, that was unique. Okay, Jeff swings for 4 to take David down to 15.
Alright, so looks like Jeff's hand is pretty nice. It has a Force of Will, a Stifle, a Brainstorm, and another Tarmogoyf.
And he passed the turn over.
So David on a 2-turn clock from the 2 Tarmogoyfs. So he's going to need to assemble lethal burn. These are going to probably be 4 spells, 4 burn spells in 2 turns.
Yes.
So it's a 3. He's going to get 3 turns actually.
Okay.
We'll leave this turn, next turn.
Just for those of you at home, the die is not a separate 4/5.
Yeah.
It's a 4/5 that's supposed to be on both of his creatures. For some reason, he's put it out in front. He's going to Chain Lightning.
Chain Lightning, Goblin Guide. So here's a situation. How's that Goblin Guide look?
It looks like a nice little chump blocker.
Not much of one.
No.
So, I mean, David would definitely prefer a burn spell at that point, but looks like Jeff's considering a Brainstorm?
Yeah. Is
Reach Through Mists for Jeff Rasmusen.
a
Draws
2...
him 2 Force of Wills and a 4th Tarmogoyf, so...
Wow. That's pretty impressive. So he'll put the Stifle, and I believe Brainstorm
He's
on
gonna
top.
switch him.
Okay. Or a Tarmogoyf? Yeah. So
Yeah, he should not cast the... He doesn't need the last Tarmogoyf.
yeah, and he can
And
put...
then he's just gonna draw 1. Now he's gonna have 2 Force of Wills. Is Force of Willing the Goblin Guide? Okay, noted.
Well, swings through for another 8, puts him on 1 turn. He knows he's going to draw another Force of Will next turn.
Yeah, I do not like that play from Jeff. I believe he's going to have the freedom to play another Goyf and still have another Force of Will backup. So, with this, and I don't think there's any combination of cards that David can have to end this game.
Yeah, there's an Arid Mesa.
So-
That only hurts even more.
Ooh, Snaring Bridge. We're going into podcast mode. Oh, okay, so Crossing Grip off the top from Jeff Rasmussen. Allows his Tarmogoyfs to swing in and take the match.
Okay, and that would be
So-
2-1 for Jeff Rasmussen. Rug making, well, a little comeback here after